welcome. You're watching Last Take on Money9, India's first platform for multilingual personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we will be recapping for you the entire day's market action to help you understand what really moved the markets today, and also to help you understand what will be the factors the markets will be tracking in the days to follow in this week as well. Let's quickly take a look at how the markets really closed today's trading session. Remember, it was a muted start that we had in the opening minutes right after SGX Nifty indicated a subdued start for the Indian markets, but definitely the markets were quite volatile throughout the trading session. Towards the close, however, just in the final moments of the markets trading action, we did see a whole lot of recovery on the benchmark indices from the opening lows. Now, if you talk about the Sensex, that had just closed with a marginal loss of about 0.2%. That's just a loss of about 86 odd points. Remember, during the half days of trade, there was almost a cut of 500 points that we had seen. So there has been a recovery of almost 500 points for the Sensex right from the opening level lows. 49,771, that was the closing level for the Sensex today. The Nifty 50 also managed to close, actually could not manage to close in the green today. It ended with a flat to negative bias today with a loss of about 8 points in today's trading session. 14,736, that's the level at which the Nifty also shut shop, but it has not managed to climb up above the 15,000 mark yet again. Nifty Bank, that was where the pressure was indeed felt throughout the trading session. 1.5% loss for that one. Of course, that has trimmed down a little bit, but 550 points gone there for the Nifty Bank. Now, the Nifty Bank is below the 34,000 level, but managed to still hold on above the 33,000 mark as well today. The broader market indices were definitely performing much better. They were bucking the trend in trading session today. 1% gain for the mid-cap index, whereas the small-cap index also jumped up higher by about 150 odd points in today's trading session. Moving on to understand what kind of factors were important that were behind the market trading action today. Of course, a whole lot of volatility was there, but definitely we had opened in the red following the weak global cues. Even towards the second half of trading session, we did see even the European indices really fall sharply. That was also adding on to the sentiment. Now, COVID-19 cases have been on a rise. That is again dampening the investor sentiment in the domestic markets. The firm US bond yields are another factor that the markets are clearly nervous about, and the FII flows will be important to watch out for as to how do they stay put for the Indian markets. Do they support them in the days to follow? Because on Friday there was some support coming in, which is why we had seen the markets end up in the green. Today, however, we'll just have to wait to find out towards the close of this day to understand what kind of flows have happened today. Moving on to understand what kind of sectoral moves did we see today. So it was a mixed reaction as far as the sectoral indices were concerned. 2.5 to 3% uptick for the realty index. That index really supported the markets today, outperforming the indices for sure. Now, the other indices that did perform today were the defensive space movements coming in from the FMCG space and the IT space as well. Now, the FMCG index rose by 1.7%, 1.9% uptick was seen in the IT index as well. Apart from this, some bit of an action was seen in the pharma index that actually provided some healthy returns in the second half of trading session. 1.5% gains for that index as well. But what could not perform today was definitely the banks and the financial space. A 1.15% gone for the financial services today, over a 1% cut for PSU banking index, and the underperformance came in from the private banking space, where it was a cut of about 1.7% in today's trading session. Metals, on the contrary, were also rising, shining, with about 1% uptick in today's trading session. Let's move on to see which were the top gainers for the Nifty index today. So Adani space, we had talked about it in our morning show, the Wealth Creators show, where we noticed that about 4 out of the entire group of Adani companies were the outperformers in the mid-cap index in the last 1 year of lockdown. And, again, you can see some of those Adani names really coming up in a session like today, which was quite lackluster or, sideways, with volatility really taking shape. But you could see stocks like Adani Entertainment, Adani Ports really ruling the roost today. 5.5% uptick for the Adani Ports counter. Apart from this, of course, the IT sector and the stocks both from the large caps and the mid cap space, TCS and Tech Mahindra, raising some percentage points over there of about 2.5% in tow. As well as when you talk about the pharma index, that was ruled by the Sun Pharma counter. That added about 2.2% in the trading session today. Britannia from the FMCG space also outperformed, adding 2.6% to its kitty. in today's trading session as well and participating in the Nifty 50 gainers. As far as the laggards are concerned, you can clearly see a whole lot of banking names losing in trade today. Over 4% gone for the IndusInd Bank counter. ICICI Bank, which is a big heavyweight in the Nifty Bank counter, that lost about 2.2%. One of the index contributors in the losses for sure. HDFC Bank also lost about 1.5% in trade. Apart from this, it was the Tata Motors counter, which has already had a sharp rise in the last 1 year of lockdown, but today was definitely under pressure by 2%. Power Grid again seeing some profit booking taking place. Over 3% gone for that stock as well in today's trading session. So with that, we are at the end of this edition's wrap, and we'll wrap it up at that. But a whole lot of action on the personal finance front also remains to be unfolded. So do stay with us on Money9 if you want to know what the personal finance counter holds for you. Upcoming next is that PF Counter Show.